Three weeks later.
Gonna make a little lefty here and get out. We're gonna miss this light for sure. Wow, shit. Gonna make it. What is going on, guys? Don't know if you can tell my voice, but I am in a good mood. We got the bike back from warranty and everything looks like it's been fixed. So lucky for me, and I mean the dealership worked with me on this, but I didn't have to go all that way to pick my bike up. They were kind enough to deliver the bike to the Vancouver side of the ferry. So Friday, what's that, like 4 days ago? Friday I jumped on the 1 o'clock boat. It takes about an hour and 45 minutes on the ferry to get over there. And I walked off. They had the bike off the trailer ready to go, key in hand. I picked it up, zoomed around, gave them my money, and jumped back on the other side, right back on the 3 o'clock. Gave the ferry my money, not the dealership. Everything was covered by warranty, so no cost to me other than my time and travel, but that's what you get when your dealership's that far away. Anyways, gonna say, I mean, it rides just like it rode before I took it in for warranty. I mean, you know, it was nothing physically or performance based. I'm getting wet. Nothing performance based wrong with the bike. It was mostly minor stuff. So if you haven't seen the previous video, I suggest you go check it out. I'll put a link in somewhere I'll put a link. But this guy's going really slow, really not digging it. But they were able to get the fender replaced, so there's a new fender on there. They polished the forks. They were able to get the scuffs out, replace the brake line, tweaked it so it doesn't rub anything anymore, and they were able to fix the oil leak. So the dealership was saying that it's a very uncommon leak. They did not have, they've never done one, so they didn't have the part, which is why it took so long. With Memorial Day for everybody in the US, you know, most stuff coming from the US caused the delay. But we'll pull over here and just have a little look at what they actually did. No, I don't like this spot. There we go. Didn't like the angle there. So, as you can see here, brake line looks way different from the way it was before. The brake line was twisted in and was just rubbing against here non-stop. So it looked like they've replaced the brake line as well. There's no scuffing on it. There's no scuffing on here. Yeah, a little bit. But they buffed it out pretty good. But it is a brand new fender, which is what I was most concerned about. So what I'm assuming they did was just, when they tightened the brake line up here, is they just twisted it, which put tension on the brake line to flare it out. Which works out nice. And looks like they even twisted this stand off a bit to help hold it off. I've got about 100 kilometers on this brake line now, since getting it back, and everything seems to be a-okay. Now, the oil leak. So, it was showing all down here previously, but where they said the oil leak was actually coming from was right above the crankshaft up here. There's a shaft that drives the impeller for the coolant, and there's a seal that separates it. Oil's on one side on oil bath and coolant on the other side, and it was weeping, and I'll put a picture up of that. And there's a built-in weep hole here apparently. Now I could be wrong, hopefully I'm not, but it'll actually weep out so you know when you have a failure. Otherwise you get oil and coolant mixing, and that's not good for anybody. So if you do start to get the weep there, it's more of a telltale that something's failed and you need to get service. So it was doing its job. I noticed the leak, we got it fixed, everything was good. So those are the two issues, and other than that, the bike's been absolutely great. So I can't fault anything there. The dealership was very good to deal with. I'm very happy with them. Had a bit of a rocky start when I bought the bike. You know, this warranty was it took a bit of time. It was let's get it back on the road here. I put the original warranty claim in around December of 2017, and the service manager of the dealership took all my information, sent it to Indian or whatever he did or didn't do. You know, a couple months passed and I hadn't heard anything. I bugging the guy, and you know, he's like, oh, waiting on Indian. So I think it came around March, maybe April, and I was fed up, right? It had been way too long. Nothing had been approved yet. I haven't heard anything from a dealership, nothing from Indian. Well, to not fault Indian, I guess this guy just, he sucked. You know, it happens. You know, it's, the dealership got rid of him. They brought in a new guy, a new service manager, and he's like, hey, we're missing some photos, which blew my mind because I sent like 15 photos of everything, and Indian was trying to make sure that I hadn't dropped the bike, which is where the scratch came from. And I get it. I'm sure there's lots of people out there doing false claims and everything, but they finally got the information they needed, and like I said, 3 weeks ago, went in, dropped the bike off, got it back. So all in all, it was about a 6-month process for me. You know, 3 months of that, maybe 4 months of that was not Indian's fault. It was the dealership's fault. They had a bad employee. They got rid of that employee. As soon as a new guy came in, you know, he was great to deal with. It was about a 2 months process from sending him the pictures of everything he needed, hearing back from Indian, getting it there, getting the work done, and getting the bike back, which also 8 weeks. It's not the worst thing ever. Wasn't amazing, but at least I was able to get my bike. Oh, not a bad view here either, eh? Got mountains in the background. Lost my train of thought though. It's too pretty. That's a privately owned island right there. James Island. Off Sydney, BC. If you got, I think it's going for 75 million right now. Yeah, pocket change, right? That's not too shabby right there. Definitely glad to have her back. I've got some stuff coming up for some video content here, and looking forward to getting going on that. Some new parts to put on the bike, a couple trips planned, so really looking forward to it. It's summertime, got the bike back. We can start having some fun, start pumping up some regular content now that the bike's back. Anyways guys, thanks for checking it out. We'll catch you on the next one. you doing? So fucking cats. Kitty cats with him. It's dedication. I don't know if I'd be doing that, but maybe put a kitty cat on the bike.